Hey everyone, this is Jules. I have a tutorial for you guys today. This is the tutorial on how I put together my Melissa Francis Valentine's gift bag in my previous video. I decided to do this little piece here before showing how I decorated my card and my bag and stuff. Learning from my mistakes, kind of showing how I would do this next time. And that way you guys, if you want to, make one yourself, you won't make the same mistake that I did. So hopefully this is something that'll work for you guys too. My gift bag looks like this. This is the one that I shared in my last video. Oh, that was nice. And what I did is I made the gift bag. I attached another bag so that I can have a pocket for my card, which I can still slip in and out. Okay, and you can see that there's the scalloped edge here. And I did that with a Tim Holtz on the edge die, and I will put the name, I don't have it sitting in front of me, but I'll put the name on the screen there so you guys can see which one it is. So basically what I did to get this little look, it's not hard at all, but there was a little trick to it because I ended up tossing one of the bags away because I messed it up. So these are some bags that I got at Michael's. So these are the small ones that you need. So you need a couple of bags, you need some scissors, you need a ruler, a circle punch. This one I believe is a 1.5 inch. And to me this size hole is perfect. Yeah, 1.5 inch. But you can also go smaller if you wanted to. This one is a 1 inch punch by EK Success. So it's up to you. And either some liquid glue or some tape glue, like your ATG or whatever snail adhesive that you have that you want to use. So what I'm going to do here is open this up, and sticking my hand inside, I'm going to open up where the gussets all open and push on the bottom part of the bag. I'm going to push that out, folding in where the crease is already here in the very center of the bag. Same thing on this side. And this is going to be my flap. And since the fold is already here, this is going to be the flap where the bag or the card is going to lay into. So I'm going to go to my die cutting machine and die cut that really quick. Now I've got this all ready to go. So since I'm going to use this fold, I still need something to attach to my bag. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the gusset, the actual bottom of the bag. So I'm going to maybe 1/8 of an inch or something. So it takes off everything. Now I have this piece, and I just want to go ahead and reinforce it as far as the crease goes. So I'm going to get my bone folder, newbies. Bone folders are a must-have tool if you are into crafting and card making and stuff. Okay, we got that. And then before we attach anything, actually, this is going to go right in there. And I'm going to go a little over halfway in. Okay, there we go. Now we have the little pull for the bag. All right, so now we know what is what. That's going to be attached in there. What I'm going to do is take my ink. I'm going to edge the entire thing. What I did with this bag is I had already attached it and realized how hard it was to get everything, all the inking done. So you don't want to do that. You want to do this as easy as possible. So I'm going to use, like I did in that one, the old paper distress ink. It's way easier to do it when they're separated. Now if you're going to use liquid glue, then you should be okay to go ahead and start on adhering things. If you are going to use a tape runner, you may want to dry your bag so it's not inky. The tape or snail adhesive or ATG or whatever will, when you run it on your piece, will not stick on the inked part because it's not dry completely. So you need to make sure that you dry it. Okay, once everything is edged and cut out and dried, what I would do next time is get all of the papers that I want to use, and then you want to pre-measure. And this is at 3.5. I would bring it in at 3.25. Now if you keep an eye on this line here, so that when you bring your paper in, you'll have a little bit like 1/8 of an inch, as you can see there, and about there showing on each edge. So you want to cut it at 3.25 by still about 5 maybe. That way you can bring it down just a tad, and you'll have a little bit of edge showing, and you'll have this entire bottom part showing. Okay, so that's just so you remember, when you measure the full amount, you want to subtract at least 1/4 inch. That way it'll bring in about 1/8 of an inch on each side. Okay, so some scrap paper that I found, some of my Prima Nature Garden paper that I just cut up. So one of the tips that I would give you is that before you attach it, if you want to go ahead and put your paper on there first before you attach it, that's a good idea as well. So this is me cutting it, just like I said, at 5 and then by 3.25, and that leaves, as you can see there, maybe, yeah, so you can see it leaves an edge on each side, and of course this whole bottom is showing. Now you want to distress it and everything, but once you have, like, once you know, like this particular one, I want to have the bird cage. Actually, it's upside down. Why is it upside down? Oh no, it's on a stand. So so once you have it size as far as where you want it, you want this for the flap, you may want to label it. So either write on here flap, or you can already number them, number 1, so you know that the number 1 piece goes on here. Once you have all of your pieces assigned, then you can go ahead and start attaching them one by one. So get all of them edged. You can grab all of your pieces together, and they're already numbered for you, and your bag's already labeled as far as what goes where. And you want to go ahead and just do all your edging. So once you have all of it covered, here we're going to go with the inside part. Now I use some liquid, and then I use ETG for the flaps, so I'm going to do that. It doesn't matter whatever you want to use. And all I need to do is just glue this piece down, because it's going to go in there like this. So I'm going to glue down glue that together, glue this together, actually I forgot that I did this too. So I want to cut just a trim, just a hair. Get that out of the way, that way it fits in your pocket a lot better. Okay. And you want to make sure that when you are attaching your bag, you are attaching to the back side of the bag. There we go. So make sure it's on the back flap, or the back edge of your bag. And you want to make sure that there is a tiny bit of it, just a hair, like 1/16 of an inch. If it is sticking out just a little bit like that, you can always add in your, okay. So if you want to do like some designer paper, because there's a niche here, you can have some designer paper back here that will show instead of just the white piece of the bag. You want to line your designer paper up with the bag here. So this is your bag, and I am going to I am going to finish covering this up so that I can use the bag, because it's already a bag that I already have done. Why waste it? So then you want to fill it, put some stuff in there, and then put your flaps down here together, and then close it, and here is your bag all done. At this point, you guys, I'm just going to go ahead and roll into the video that shows you my making the card and embellishing this entire front of the bag. Okay, all right, you guys, I will talk to you later, and there it is. If you have any questions, let me know. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much. So from 110-pound weight white cardstock, I cut out this card, and just want to make sure that it fits inside the flap. I'm just going to go ahead and edge the entire thing with old paper distress ink. I'm also going to do the little fold in the center there to kind of frame out the very front of the card. So with the strips and some leftover pieces from putting the bag together, I cut out these strips to fit at least 5 of them. So I'm going to do the little fishtail cuts at the edges. And what I wanted to do is make sure that it covered the entire front. So I'm going to kind of piece it really quick to make sure that they all fit, see if I need an extra piece or not. I wanted there to be a little bit of overlapping, and I wanted the sizes to be just a little bit off. I don't want them to be all evened out. So and I'm just going to adhere them all down, overlapping them in order as they go down. And this is from the sticker pack. Just gonna stick that down on a scrap piece as well, and then just cut it out, leaving a border of the paper. And I do this too because there's the entire sticker, of course, it's sticky in the back, and I wanted to kind of frame it out. So I just distress all the edges, and then I ink it. So I'm just gonna find placement here, how I want to layer it down. And this is a star from the die cut collection, from that 12 by 12 sheet. This is vintage floral. So again, with another scrap piece, I just used that border punch there to use for the very top part, just to add a little bit more texture, a little bit more layer. Piece of cheesecloth. And that oval is also from the die cut sheet. I'm going to add a little bit of satin ribbon with a little bit of picot edge on the edges of that, and finish my layers. Very easy card to put together. Last little touch here is my Melissa Francis flat back pearls, and then tacking down the little bow at the top. And this is what it looks like. And for the bag, I just used a paper doily of a heart shape, glued it down with some liquid glue, and then started to layer the pieces that I pulled out that I know that I wanted to use. Another bunched up piece of cheesecloth for the very bottom corner. That'll just decorate the bottom, so I can add some elements to that. And this is some ribbon from my stash, some lace. Just made a bow, but I'm gonna end up putting that at the very top part of the bag. Melissa Francis resin piece that is a heart shaped, and that's one bundle that's cut off the spray. I'm just gonna cut them out in pieces so I can use them randomly. A small cluster by the heart, and I'll use one single flower up on the opposite side of the little photo. And that photo is also from the die cut sheet. It's a 12 by 12 sheet I'll share in a haul in an upcoming video here, so you can see where you can get them yourself. And basically, that's it. Just adding some of the flat back pearls for a little bit more of a whimsy look. And this one, so that it sticks down, I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue. Now for my little ribbon tie, I'm using some of Prairie Bird Boutique's vintage seam binding that is hand dyed and hand wrinkled by her. She does an awesome job. Her name is Patsy. I have a link of her store on my blog. So I'm going to tag down the ribbon by adding the star on the back. And here it is, completed. And there's more detailed photos on my blog, you guys. Thanks for watching.